let's talk about how passion at an individual level is not enough.
As Scott Galloway famously said, people who tell you to follow your passion are already rich. And so don't do it. We cannot tell you all of the people, young people in our life who we have said do not get a sports management degree.
Oh, yes.
Because everybody wants a sports management degree, and you're going to end up
selling tickets
in
a box office.
Tickets for nothing because everybody wants to work for the whoever, the nobodies. And
you're going to have an undergraduate degree to work in a box office and sell tickets. There are other jobs that you could have, and we're talking about the business side of sports management, but they're very few.
Don't do it.
Like these undergrads, they come out and they wind up getting
terrible jobs
selling tickets
because there is way more
of them than actual
gigantic supply demand imbalance.
And by the way, you didn't need the degree to go sell tickets.
And so for two open jobs, they get 250 undergraduates with sports management degrees. And so they can, I'll pick whoever I want. It creates this weird goofiness where these companies in the middle of nowhere, with a team that's never won more than, 20% of their games. I'm making some of this up, but they can act like they're Harvard University or Goldman Sachs. And maybe Goldman Sachs isn't a good example. ChatGPT, or Anthropic. They can act like they're Planetar. Or what's it called? Planetar? Palantir. I always say that wrong. They can act like they're one of those companies hiring these people. And
you're in the middle of nowhere.
I think I can say this. I've never met anybody with a sports management degree
that didn't go on to get a higher degree and get out of there.
Who didn't get out of it as soon as they possibly could. And it's not just that. It's like we have half of the people that we talk to want to be veterinarians or they want to study marine biology. And I don't know any vets and I don't know any marine biologists. And you know what? It's hard to figure out, how do I fit in? Is there a way? And our grandparents, they think we're insane for having this conversation. Thank goodness they're dead, because they would think we were nuts talking about this, because they didn't have the luxury of, what do I like and how can I make that fit? We do. Most of us do. And if you had the good fortune of being able to go to university, you're trying to navigate, is there something I like that I might be able to do and get paid for? But you can't have the like part.
Well, and I was just going to say, most of the time it's the like part and not the financial part on the other end.
Yeah. You have to look at that together in aggregate. And if you look at, we had somebody, a wonderful person, we were trying to help, and times were tough, and she wanted to be a veterinarian, more than anything. And so we went through all of the hoops to try to figure out if she was even willing to sign up for ROTC and join the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, whatever, and do service for the country if they would only pay for her to be a vet. And in doing the research, we realized they will not pay because they don't need to, because there's plenty of vets. And so if they need a vet, they just hire one. And and I don't know where she'll end up, but she probably won't be a vet. Meanwhile, the clock is ticking, and it's time to go to college. And our advice isn't, don't do something you love. That's necessary, but not sufficient. You're going to need some combination of, if you can pull it off, something you like to do that people are willing to pay for. And nobody pays for sports management degrees because too many people have them. Nobody pays for actors because there's too many actors. No,
yeah, until you've actually distinguished yourself. There are people who make money, but it's a very small percentage.
Almost nobody does.
And there's also hidden costs oftentimes.
Yep. There's back to this idea of a strategy. And so there's this thing that I know of adjacently, which is basically called banana ball. And so I think it's the Savannah Bananas. And the guy basically made it into like the Globetrotters.
It's a great name for that.
People hit the balls, they're on stilts. And if you catch the ball if the people in the stands catch the ball, it's an actual out. And so here's a guy, he's made now a ton of money and wildly successful, but the dude had a strategy. He saw something that other people didn't. That basically, I mean, I know people are going to hate this, but basically baseball is boring. And so he's like, well, let's make it fun. And he did. Wildly successful. Nobody has been able to do that except for him. He got a big lead. Now I think other people are trying to do it, but it's
like the Globetrotters.
Yeah, he's in the lead. And then he's been smart enough to add specialty products like people go on cruises and so on and so forth with the banana people. And so I can't believe I'm the dream killer, but
I don't know that you're the dream killer. You're saying if you have a dream,
strategy,
then
that's right,
and you want to pursue it, then you got to figure out a strategy.
Yes, because going and getting a sports management degree and then selling tickets for a minor league team, you're going to make virtually nothing. They can work you however they want.
And there's somebody to take your place.
There's 100 people to take your place. And it's not just sports management. There's everybody I know wants to be a vet or a marine biologist too.
And then, there was a time period where I was a blackjack dealer on one of those cruise boats.
Yep.
And
everybody wants to do that job?
Yeah, it's easy. The tips are good. It's addition up to 21 basically. Like, this is not hard except for being on a boat. And everybody wants that job and your bosses treat you that way.
Yep.
So they come up to you, you're supposed to shuffle 6 decks in 30 seconds and you're supposed to deal them out. I think it was 2.5 minutes. Your shoe has to hit the cut card. And they're behind you, timing you, and they're saying, you want fries with that, indicating you're not moving fast enough, and that will be your next job.
That's great.
Yeah. I was in waitress heaven, and no offense to waitresses, but like the only job that you can get that has more tips is basically being a blackjack dealer. And so these, and they treated it like it was a long-term job. They were going and they were getting car loans. And I'm like, I don't know that you should be doing that. I think you want to save your money.
And there's a lot of turnover on that job?
Well, they'll fire you.
Yeah, because they
have all the other
get
people.
Somebody else a little faster.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah.
Just a toxic nature. You don't want to be in a field unless you have something that makes you stand out. And by the way, I did not have anything that made me stand out for being a blackjack dealer. I can add.
Yeah.
What do you stand out as?
Yeah.
And so unless you have a way to stand out and you're going for these jobs that everybody wants, I mean, like, if you're going to go for a job that everybody wants, and that's where a lot of people have passion, because that's why there are so many people who want it, then you have to figure out what it is about you that's unique, so that way you're not just another person at the table adding up to 21.
Yeah. And we would recommend just steering wide from all of these jobs that are oversubscribed.
Well, I mean, if you got, I see, like, that's where you are a dream killer. I think if you have the dream and you have a strategy that somehow makes you unique enough, okay. I mean, we do need the celebrity who pops out, but you can't just expect that you're going to work harder and that's going to make you successful. There's got to be something that you have, that you understand, an insight that you have, a core competency that you have, some social network advantage that you have that will allow you to actually land it.
And that's hard to find, and it may take years.
Yep.
And if you don't know the answer to that now, which most people may not, then find a job in a profession that doesn't have an endless supply of talent and labor, to where at least you'll be working somewhere that the environment is a little better and you'll be able to make a little bit more of a sustainable living while you try to figure out what does make me a little bit unique and a little bit different.
Right. And we have people who have on the surface very bland jobs, companies. They're not doing anything sexy. They're raking in the money, but that's just because like nobody's thinking about these jobs or these companies.
Right.
And so they don't have the same level of competition as, say, somebody who is going to be a marine biologist. So they're doing this thing. They find meaning in what they're doing, whatever it might be. And so they're fine. I don't want to say to anybody, like, you know, I think about all the boys in our life who basically hit high school and they're trying to be baseball players and their, you know, moms have dreams of them going off and being, you know, a major league player and so forth. Fine, go for it.
That's not what I say.
As long as you're doing well in school and you understand that you definitely need a backup plan, because this may actually be your backup plan is baseball and not getting an education and finding a career that is less competitive. You want to run parallel strategies, that's fine. You got a passion for something. Because again, every once in a while somebody makes it. But you actually need to be running parallel strategies if you're doing that. And ultimately, you have to have something that makes you uniquely good, that is or you have to have some that makes you stand out from the crowd. And if you're looking at it and you're working hard and you think you're great because you play on your school's high school team, but you've never really played against one of the more competitive schools, and you don't know anybody in this industry and your family doesn't know anybody, you may want to shift to thinking about the education piece and what else you might want to do.
Yeah. Having a strategy actually makes a huge difference. And we would never...
At both the organization and the individual level.
Absolutely. And loving something is not enough. Being passionate is not enough. Having motivation is not enough.
And also not knowing what your passion is, because I think there are a lot of people who maybe they are passionate about something, but they realize that they can't do it, or maybe they just haven't found anything that they're passionate about. Fine, you still got to put bread on the table. So go get yourself a job, and then you run these side experiments.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost think basically if it's cuddly, cute, or sexy, don't get into it because you're going to get...
Is this dating advice now?
Yeah. Well, it's like the sexy is all the celebrity stuff, and it's virtually impossible to succeed. The cuddly is all the animal stuff, and then cute...
that includes marine biology.
Yeah, and the cute is anything that has to do with kids. There's virtually, like, I mean, I think the lowest paid jobs in America is childcare, caring for children, and then, you know...
Listen. That is a marker of a seriously screwed up culture.
And right, but
that's the reality.
This podcast is not about the society as it should be. Our work is about
I understand,
organizations.
But I want to say that job should actually be important, and it's messed up that we don't put more money in. Literally, these are the people who are going to be working and and paying into the Social Security system when we're old. Yeah. How dare us not actually educate them?
Who are you talking about now? I'm talking about like daycare employees.
Okay, that's the beginning of them actually learning in a systematic way.
Right. The reason teachers don't make a lot of pay, and the reason daycare employees make fractions of what teachers make is because there's too many. A lot of people want to teach kids or take care of kids, which is an amazing impulse. But this society that we're in runs in large part on supply and demand. And when you have too much of something, it's going to show up in the workplace, in that work not paying as much as it should. And it's going to be like the devil's handshake that you made with being a blackjack dealer. You're so incredibly replaceable that there's no stability in that. And it's the same thing for acting, same thing for, I assume, being a marine biologist, is that I think the bigger problem with those jobs, and same with yours, you got lucky, and same with the actor. The biggest problem is nobody gets those jobs. And you have to dumb yourself so far down. And so you're taking roles as an actor on some student's thing that they're filming, and you're never going to get anywhere from that.
Or it's just not high probability.
Right. But it's so low that it might as well be zero. That's another point that's maybe another way of thinking about this. I mean, the main point is one of the things that seems to separate successful people is that they figured out a way to do something other people can't or see something other people don't. Motivation, passion, love of something, not enough. It can help propel something where you do have an advantage.
Right. It can help you be more resilient.
Yep.
I also think that working for a job without some degree of passion or meaning in it, I mean, you're working for money.
Yeah.
And maybe you have passion somewhere else, and you're telling yourself, well, this job is instrumental. Like, I have this job in order to be able to take care of my family, and it's really the family that's the meaning.
Yeah.
But in general, having a job that's just about money, that's also not sustainable.